What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are back down here for another video. I'm waiting for my kombucha. Thank you. Pineapple Paradise. Pineapple Paradise. Thank you, kid. Pineapple Paradise. Pineapple Paradise. Dr. Brew. Let's see what's going on. Did y'all watch the video of my when I went to the store to get some snacks because I had the munchies and my encounter in the store? Go watch that video. It is so funny. I was laughing so much when I was editing the video. I was like, because I can't believe I had this experience and I caught it all on camera. I had my camera facing my face and I didn't like the angle. That's why I only put in very small clips. But everything that happened, I told you everything that happened, but I had to put in clips so y'all wouldn't think like she is making this up. Because what in the hell? So I'm so glad that I'm like, come on, y'all gonna come with me to the store to get some munchies. And then the experience in the store was so crazy that I had a story for y'all when I came out of the store. Hold on, I have to burp. That was like a truck driver, baby. So, anyways, so yeah, I am over here about to have me a pre-roll. Have me a pre-roll. I have 3 in here. Well, 2. This is the second one. So now I have 1 in there. So yeah. So we're down here, girl. What is going on down to the blogs? I have no idea. When I tell you the people
I sponsor the
Let me tell you something.
are on Cheyenne Bryant's ass, let me tell you something. And what I have not talked about was that clip of her and Toure. Like, okay, let's see what's going on down to the blogs, y'all. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know that you stopped by. Let me light my little reefers. You know what I find what's really crazy is that there's certain people who will like judge you for like smoking weed or taking edibles and stuff like that. But then you have people online making like non-black people and non people of no color making so much money on eating edibles and going to eat or smoking weed or smoking through a bong and making so much money off of that. But then if I or anybody else that looks like me gets online and like, oh yeah, we smoke weed, it's like it's still a little slight stigma there. I was so happy when the stigma of smoking weed like went away, where people were not like almost had to do it in secret. It was like the prohibition, right? When the people were drinking in the back houses or whatever, or within the joints, and they were like not supposed to be drinking. That's how it was with weed. And I was so happy when it was like but there still is a stigma because there's people who will still judge like black women who are online smoking weed. And even in like you could see it, like even if it's like this girl that I follow, and she smokes weed in her videos, and it's part of like her little routine in her videos, and she has like plants around her, she's into yoga and stuff like that, and there's still people in her comments judging her for smoking weed. And I think it's so crazy. And it's so odd that we use this white male, straight, Christian, patriarchal lens to judge people on. There's nowhere in the world that you should judge a woman for smoking weed online, as long as she's within her community guidelines of the said platform that she's on. Why is there a problem? And then why do you try to insult another woman by saying you smoke weed? How is that an insult? How is it an insult if you're not operating from a space that feels like something is wrong with it? Nobody lives like I don't know. People still judge folks. And it's like, I watch Natasha Has the Munchies. She puts a 100 milligrams of gummies in her mouth, and she wears meta glasses, and then she goes out and eats, and she's like known all over. And it's like, fine. And then you see other women like, oh, smoking weed and then making food, and it's just like that. And then like they have so many followers and so many, and there's still people in the comments talking about, you shouldn't be doing this, and why this is unladylike. What is ladylike, and what book? Who is the author of the ladylike book? Who is the author of your ladylike book, girl? The people said the fans are investigating Phaedra Park's following list after Porsha Williams alleges Kelly slept with a married pastor. So Phaedra is following Pastor Tim Rogers, Pastor Jay Nelson. Hold on. My kid's at the store buying stuff. So he has to send me a screenshot. They're supposed to be making burgers today. So they're getting this stuff. So he sent me a picture of which one to get. Talking about, I'm gonna follow my heart. This is Aquarius. I'm gonna follow my. What's taking y'all so long to answer? Group chat. What's taking y'all so long to answer? So I just had to get that off my chest because I noticed people call people names for smoking weed. And it's like, what are you operating on? Maybe if you smoked some weed, you wouldn't owe anybody no money. Because you would have been chill. You know what I'm saying? So let's see all the pastors that Phaedra is following. Girl. Oh, this is on the Jasmine brand. Hold on, let's go to Jasmine. Oh, what were we talking about? Toure and okay, so we gotta talk about Toure and Cheyenne Bryant. That's one of the first stories I just saw. Hold on, let me go back. And it comes this is how you knew that this woman was not a therapist, because the way she responded to Toure, first of all, it seemed like it came out of nowhere. I think she was upset because he didn't agree with her corporal punishment for children, and saying that gentle parenting creates gentle people. And I don't know, like, why isn't that the goal? And I think because he didn't agree with her, she wanted to have a dick measuring contest with him, because it seemed like it came out of nowhere. But why would you be so mad that this person didn't agree with your style, and your style is out of alignment with every psychological study on corporal punishment on children? It's not good for them. And for you to call yourself a therapist or a doctor of psychology or whatever the fuck you want to call yourself, and you have these ideas, when I tell you that lady is like, corporal punishment, it comes from the patriarchy, it comes from the hierarchy. When I tell you this woman is a patriarchy princess, and now she's all this God shit and father God shit, I'm telling you, those women, these women, it's like Serena Joy. You have to get them away from you. That woman who was a veteran who said that she had PTSD, and when she went to Cheyenne Bryant, she was telling her how she was a low value, and she didn't have self-esteem, and the woman was already dealing with depression. When I watch Orna on couples therapy, and these people are having true breakdowns, she is not offering them and telling them who they are. She asks them questions so they can say out of their own mouth who they are, and they can come to the awareness on their own. She's supposed to guide them to that awareness. He told me it wasn't load. I don't know why the picture's not loading, because I took a picture of it and I circled it so he can pick the right one. He said he's just gonna follow his heart. It's so funny. I'm gonna just follow my heart. And then when I sent him a picture, he said it's not loading. And then I told him which one to get. He was like, okay, that's the one I got. Okay, good. That's funny. So, anyways, so her and Toure have had, basically, it's almost like she's having this dick measuring contest with him, and she starts cussing at him and, don't fucking talk to me that way. This is somebody who is saying that she's a therapist, and you are unable to regulate your emotions when someone disagrees with you. Listen to this. I'm telling you, when I saw this, this was the most outrageous shit I've ever seen her do or say. Like all the other things that she says to these men and these women, and her whatever modalities she's using, it's harmful. And just from this interaction here, how she behaved was not of someone who has any clinical background in psychology, therapy, any of that. No professional would ever get on a platform and talk to the host this way. And then I want you to listen to how she insults him and tell me this is not a patriarchal princess. Listen to this. You're very gentle, and it comes at an angle that doesn't always work for people. Let's just stop. And very, very gentle, very soft, and very feminine. And this is the problem. Very soft and very feminine, and this is the problem. That's somebody who is operating and in alignment with hierarchical, patriarchal ideologies. She is not a person that can provide therapy to anyone except for some fools in a church. And that is why she's in that space now. That is why she's in that space now, because she wants to be able to enforce and reinforce the principles of the patriarchy. And that is never a space for women, and it's not a space for a therapist. Unless, like I said, I knew she was going into the Father God religious space. That's the only space where her rhetoric will be accepted and her lack of credentials would be accepted. This is the type of woman you get when you go seek therapy through your church. This is the type of woman you get, who's going to reinforce ideas that oppress you and then tell you you have a low self-esteem. Very soft and very feminine. You are a woman, a therapist, using soft and feminine in order to insult a man on a public platform who is the host of the show. I think she was a co-host for a time on this show, because I went to their platform, and they have platformed her several times on this Truth Talks with Toure. Um, the way she insults him, I don't defend men, but the way that she was insulting him just lets me know she was in a dick measuring contest with somebody who didn't agree with her ideas about using pain to discipline children, and she didn't like it, and she was going to use this opportunity to emasculate him for no reason. I can understand wearing a nigga out, but this, it seemed like it came out of nowhere. And if you are unable, if you don't have the ability to regulate your emotion, you're not a therapist. You can't even you don't even have the emotional intelligence to sit there and not say anything. Just because he disagreed with you, you don't have to get the last word. She wanted to get the last word. Even when he closed out the show, when he was done, he was trying to close out the show. She kept interrupting him, and he was like, wait a minute, we're trying to close out the show. And then when he was done, she said, bye, everybody. Like, she wanted to get the last word. When I tell you, Cheyenne Bryant, and then the crazy part is, she's a narcissist. It doesn't matter what the attention is, good or bad. You are paying attention to me and watching me in my dysfunction, and I love every minute of it. Give me more of it. Give me more of it. Listen to her. Soft and very feminine, and this is the problem. Correct. You talk to your wife like that. You don't talk to me like that. I'm not your wife, softie. Don't talk to me like that. You're very gentle, and it comes at This was highly inappropriate. She responded like someone without credentials. And she responded biased and unethically, the exact way a person without appropriate credentials would respond, as she is not being held accountable by a board. We have to ignore her into the abyss. I need to see the whole thing because this clip is highly inappropriate. As a therapist, this is hypocritical and harmful, thus proving why education and credentials are important, especially when it comes to the matters of the mind. And you know, I don't defend men at all. Defend a man. But the way she talked to him, she called him soft and feminine. You think a therapist would attempt? I think a therapist, in an attempt to shade somebody or insult somebody on a platform, I think that it would be a little bit more, I don't know. I think it would be a little bit more shadier and like, I don't know, just a real shady read. Not like, don't fucking talk to me like that. He wasn't talking you to tell you any kind of way. Let me let y'all hear it. It was longer than that. Hold on, let me let y'all hear it. Listen.
Okay, so Dr. Cheyenne, Bryant just went super ghetto on tour.
Hold on.
It's more gentle men who understand.
Right. You're very gentle, and it comes at an angle that doesn't always work for people.
Let's just stop and go back. Because I'm wrapping the show and you're interrupting me.
First of all,
this is what we spent a whole meeting on this.
First of all, Toure,
why would you let me wrap the show? I'm ending the show. What is the point of interrupting me? We're getting out of here. Like, what is the point? What is the point? It says blow the whole stuff up.
When you're talking to me, lower your fucking voice when you're talking to me, because you're acting very, very gentle, very soft, and very feminine. And this is the problem. Toure, you talk to your wife like that. You don't talk to me like that. I am not your wife. You don't talk to me like that. I'm not your wife, gentle. I'm not your wife, softy. Don't talk to me like that. You talk to your wife like that, not me. Toure, talk to your wife like that. Do not talk to me like that. That is not how you professionally approach me. Don't fucking talk to me like that. Check, Frank.
She said, that's not how you professionally approach me. Don't fucking talk to me like that. But did you hear her? Like, he was just closing out the show and she kept interrupting. And he's like, wait a minute, I'm trying to close out the show. You want to have the last word. Listen.
I apologize. Check yourself. You don't talk to me like that. Hold on, to your wife like that. Doc, hold on. Shut the fuck up talking to me like that. That's what you do. That's what you do. You better tap into your gentleness and real quick. Are we ready? I've been ready. Been ready. Wrap this up?
Yes, as I was doing.
And then we'll speak off camera. Here we go.
It's more gentle men who understand.
She called him feminine because he told her not to interrupt him. She checked him, yes. Checked him for what? She checked him. Girl, absolutely not. Yeah, she ain't no doctor, no life coach, no nothing. She's been unraveling since she got exposed. She is showing the difference between college graduates and someone with work experience. She would never talk to any white man like that. They muted him and not her. This goes back to why Black women always try to demean and belittle a man by calling them names and tries to make them seem less of a man. Always trying to emasculate a man. She was definitely trying to emasculate him. You don't call a man soft and feminine. With that is how to, to make a masculine person feel like. And for a woman to insult a man by calling him feminine or soft is weird in itself. And then for you to call him soft as if there's something wrong with that, like he needs to be hard, and then saying talk to your wife like that, don't fucking talk to me like that. And it wasn't until he used the word professional that she started use the word professional. And she said, you don't professionally come at me like that. Don't fucking talk to me like that. I think that is just really, 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 really weird. And if she was my friend, I would definitely be on the phone with her like, girl, what are you going to do, bitch? Because these people, but like I said, she loves the supply, the negative attention, the positive attention. It doesn't matter. She loves all of the attention. And like some of the things, like even when she said, I knew that something was wrong when she told Cam Newton and Nick Cannon that their homes are broken because they're not there. And Nick Cannon has shared with everyone that he's been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder. And for you to tell someone like that they have created broken homes as if he should be in the home, I honestly, I'm not a therapist, but I don't think a therapist would encourage a narcissistic parent to be in the home. I just don't think that they would. And then call it a broken home. I'm sure the homes are so much more intact without a narcissist being there than not. I feel like the homes are safer without a narcissistic parent. And her to have that kind of rhetoric only goes to show that she's feeding into this idea that a man and a woman need to be in a home in order for it to be a whole home and not broken. And we know, based on the thousands of family and relationship dynamics that we have in this world, that just simply isn't true. People have full and fulfilling lives with one parent, three adults, multi-generational, aunties and uncles. You telling a person that they have a broken home, and you know that the person has been diagnosed with MPD, I just don't think a therapist would even encourage that or even lead you in that direction just so that you can say, my house is whole because I have a man in here. That leads me to believe that you're a male centered patriarchy princess, Serena Joy. Those kind of women will shoot a woman in the head for a man, for approval of a man, to save themselves. And while she might get the men together, this is crazy. Her behavior is insane. What else is happening? Oh, Phaedra and the pastors. Okay, so what's her name dropped it and said it was a pastor. And you know why I think that Porsha just be throwing out stuff, because I don't think a pastor who is cheating on his wife would include a man in his escapades and text. I don't believe a pastor would text his homeboy and be like, I just fucked Kelly. I just don't. I feel like a pastor in his like infidelities would be more discreet, because you have to hold up the image of being a pastor, right? Like, how discreet was Jamal Bryant? How discreet was Eddie Long? How discreet? Like, they're hiding things about themselves. And being a faithful man is something that they have to portray in order for you to hold men to this faithful man while they're not being faithful, right? And so you now believe that a pastor would text some man to tell him, I just fuck a married pastor. So now everybody is going through Phaedra's, because Porsha says at the end of the episode that he's a client of Phaedra's. That's what she said. He's a client of Phaedra's and he wasn't a stewardess. And this man in episode 2, this man went to her hotel room, and in episode 8, they fucked on the plane, according to Porsha. So now people are trying to figure out who is the person that they are talking about. So hold on, let me get to it. It says, so Phaedra is following Pastor Tim Rogers, Pastor Jason Nelson, Pastor Welton Smith, Pastor Jamal Bryant, Pastor Joseph Walker, and Pastor Keon Henderson. That's what's that pretzel's name? Shawnee. Yeah. Shawnee is married to him. She's a pastor's wife now. She went from a basketball to a Bible, baby. Yeah, she said it's a married.
Oh, you gonna learn.
You gonna learn. You gonna learn. Some of the comments. I ain't never known Porsha to lie. Somebody said, huh? She lies pretty often. Where have you been? Porsha is still listening to Phaedra after she made up essay allegations against Candy. Phaedra isn't a reliable source. Shamia Morton definitely feeding that girl's Porsha's business. Porsha said someone else told her, so why do y'all keep saying Phaedra told her? All Phaedra said is don't say the man's name on the show because it's going to hurt his wife. How did y'all get Phaedra feeding her stuff like he's for real? Y'all just want to tie Phaedra to previous transgressions. No, she said, you know him. And then Phaedra said, I do. And then Porsha is saying he's a client. So where would Porsha get the information from? Girl, I don't know. Porsha and Phaedra, neither one of them are reliable sources. That's all I got to say. K. Michelle defends bringing up feminine odor rumors on RHOA after telling production she didn't want it on the show. Claims co-stars were plotting to mention it anyway.
The one that come up regarding Porsha and the oyster comment. I feel like, and this was something you were so sensitive about and you didn't want broadcast, but I felt like by then saying it, you were weirdly the one that brought it on the show. It wouldn't have regarding Porsha and come up otherwise.
But I think it would have. I think it would have come up because they were preparing to gear up for it. So for me, I feel like I'm getting ahead of this.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, go ahead and talk to me about it because I know as soon as I make one to me about it because I know as soon as I make one of you all mad and there's something that you don't like, what you're going to do, you're going to pull out something that you saw me act a fool in the media about. Me about it because for you first. What do you?
Well, I guess. Andy said, why would you bring it up? They said she brought it up first. Well, I'm going to get ahead of it because I know as soon as we get into it with each other, you're going to bring it up. As soon as Drew brings up yodeling, I feel like that's something you should have. I don't know who gave you that to say something about her yodeling. I think you should have like left that alone because it didn't land the way I think you wanted it to. And I was like, oh, that's what you have? That's your snappy comeback? Oh, how dreadful. All right, let's see. Pope Leo what is this? 21st? What is this? 14. No, yeah, 14. Pope Leo the 14th is making history after publicly apologizing for the Catholic Church's role in legitimizing slavery. In his first encyclical titled Magnifica Humanitas, Magnificus Humanitas means magnificent humanity. The first American-born pope acknowledged the past popes helped authorize and justify the enslavement of non-Christians during the colonial era. According to the Vatican document, Pope Leo XIV described slavery as a wound in Christian memory and admitted the church was late in fully condemning it. He wrote, "For this, in the name of the church, I sincerely ask for pardon." The apology is considered historic because previous popes had apologized for a Christian's involvement in the transatlantic slave trade, but had not directly addressed the Holy See's own role in authorizing and legitimizing slavery through the 15th century papal decrees. The encyclical mainly focused on artificial intelligence and modern ethical concerns, but Pope Leo connected those issues to historical oppression, warning about what he called new forms of slavery tied to today's digital economy and labor exploitation. The Pope's remarks are already sparking major conversation online, especially among Black Catholic historians, Black Catholics, historians, and activists who have long called on the Vatican to formally acknowledge its role in slavery and colonization. Wow. For this, in the name of the church, I sincerely ask for a pardon. Now pay the people. Now pay them like that. You know what's crazy? That's how you know you're in the wrong country, because the country would rather pay rioters than to restore the their role and repair their role in slavery to the people. Excuse me. Let's read some of the comments. We want reparations, not an apology. Ladies and gentlemen, the first step in admitting that there's more than this country and other countries after what? Ladies and gentlemen, the first step is admitting that's more than this country or any other country ever admitted to. Also, his admission is not exclusive to Americans, it's to the world. Their wrongdoing goes real deep and far. And the fact that you have to understand that everywhere they went there was slavery. Like they needed the labor, and they enslaved the people for labor, and that's what they did. And they like, I just saw a clip of a girl talking to this black woman talking to a group of white people about slavery. And I really want black people to stop going on panels with white people trying to explain slavery to them. Their ancestors, their descendants, just like you are descendants. So they know the fucking story. And you don't have to explain yet. Your ancestors were eating black people. They were eating our ancestors, eating them. You mean to tell me there was widespread cannibalism? No, nigga. You know what the fuck we're talking about. Your ancestors were eating human beings. And there's document and history to support it. But no, you want to act like that's not what's happening. No, it's never. Stop getting on these platforms trying to explain slavery to white people. They're the ones who came up with the shit. They know the fucking playbook. They wrote the playbook. That's not his place. Yes, it is his place, because what do you think? What doctrine did they bring over with them? What doctrine? Place they're trying to introduce something. They're trying to erase what the earth has created, and it happens over and over and over and over again. Remove the flavor, just get rid of the spices, get rid of, and then they lie and tell you, oh, we was looking for spices. How the fuck you looking for spices and you motherfuckers are over here seasoning mayonnaise? Fuck out of here. Talking about it's spicy mayo, and all you got is pepper in it. Get the fuck out of here. Reparations plus return of all artifacts, scrolls, and teachings to the rightful owners. He has ancestors' blood in him. I'm not surprised. The light is coming to get ready to elevate into a higher dimension, D5. Until it happens, I send you love and light. Hang on. Now, can we talk about conversion? People didn't choose to be Catholic. Apologize for that too. Any organized man-made religion, you have been indoctrinated to follow, and you only follow it because your parents followed it, and they only follow it because their parents followed it. Nobody until the black sheep comes up and says, what is this shit that y'all are following? This doesn't make sense. This is out of alignment with who we are. And you're like, no, We want to operate in the same white, male, heterosexual, patriarchal, hierarchical box that confines, restricts, and repress. We want to assimilate to that, and we want to join in with that, and then raise and teach our children and get further and further away from Mother Earth. They all were involved. All were involved in it, in all of it. Megan Thee Stallion posts Solange and loading photo dump. Solange and Megan Thee Stallion. Oh, that's cute. Are they going to be doing something together? That's cute. Okay, let's see what else is happening. RHOA Drew Sidora called out over alleged unpaid styling fees. Hey, boo. Hey, baby. I need your help and I need your advice on something that's been bothering me, and I'm just fed up with it. It's concerning Drew from Atlanta Housewives. Oh, wow. What did she do? If I want to get on a call, if I want to get on a call, we can tomorrow, or we can message. Yes, we can get on a call today or tomorrow. I did a photo shoot. I have all the messages in my phone. We planned a photo shoot. It was not promotion. It was not a promotion shoot. I did not get paid for my time. She paid for her clothes. I feel used. She used me to elevate a photo shoot. And then when I told her about my money, she claimed that Dennis was supposed to pay me. I also spoke to Dennis about it. The pictures were great. And then he posted onto Instagram, he says, but do I lie? Drew has run off once again in styling fees, but this time to my wardrobe styling student. This is unacceptable. Dennis hot dog sucking ass, always saying he's going to pay and doesn't. Watch out for the homeless housewife, man. Let's see what the comments say. If she said Dennis was supposed to pay and Dennis kept promising to pay, then why call out Drew? You see how that? You see how people will be like, boop, boop, boop. But she paid for the clothes. Dennis was supposed to pay for the shoe. While y'all coming for Drew? Come on now, Drew. This is becoming a recurring problem. You got to pay people because no one can afford to work for free. I'm starting to believe these employees are stunt queens because it's amazing that these people always come out when the season is airing, but not supposedly when the problem occurred. Somebody said Drew Whitfield, not Sheree Whitfield. This is unprofessional, and if I were a celeb, I would think twice before using him. He could have quietly taken her to court or handled it with lawyers. This isn't a good look, in my opinion. Well, he wouldn't come to the front and wouldn't have to go to lawyers or do whatever or to call the police if you weren't doing right by him. Nobody's going to call the cops on you if you pay. So why can't I expose a person? She doesn't pay. While you think it's bad for him that nobody would want to work for him, what he's telling the stylist is don't work with her. She does not pay. This is my Yelp review of my experience with Drew Sidora. She does not pay. While you think it's harming him as a stylist, because if I'm going to hire him for styling, I'm going to pay him. I'm not going to pay him. Then I know that he's going to go to the front. If I don't pay him, I know he's going to go to the front and put me on blast. And I don't want anybody thinking that I don't pay. So I'm going to pay him. Drew not paying the lady, not paying the man for the styling. I'm telling everybody, she doesn't pay. You think that's harming him? No, he's telling other stylists she doesn't pay. Y'all should stop providing services without payment first. So she paid for the clothes, which is the styling part, and Dennis was supposed to pay for the shoe. So she don't even owe you anything. That's Dennis. It's giving schemes and plot. If she told you that Dennis was supposed to pay and Dennis said he would pay, that no longer has anything to do with Drew. Look out for the homeless housewife. I really wish people would let Drew breathe. So was Drew supposed to pay or Dennis? That's crazy. Y'all should work things out with these people as a stylist. You know that these women are operating from a space where they want to look the part when they're not the part. And so if you know that they want to look the part and they're not the part, more than likely they don't have that part of the money. You know what I'm saying? Drew wants to look a certain way in her scenes. She's coming through like everybody else, and she doesn't have it clearly. If it's a photo shoot, what was it a photo shoot for? You say Dennis is supposed to pay. How is she not responsible? You're the client. You're just going to put it off on Dennis? Okay, well, he said he was going to pay me, but he still hasn't paid me. So you're going to be like, well, Dennis was supposed to pay you. I'm not going to pay you. Why not just pay him and then get the money back from Dennis? Why don't y'all why isn't one of y'all paying this person and then the other one you can pay Dennis back or he can pay you back, but why don't you pay the person to get him out of the business? The fact that neither of you are trying to pay this person says a lot about what the fuck is going on down there. Hold on a second. 6 minutes. Oh my God. I can't believe we have been on here for 46 minutes. That's my whole thing with that situation. I feel like if you and your record label, because she's supposed to be signed to Dennis, I don't know if he's her manager or what the fuck, but if you have a debt with somebody who offered services, I believe that you should figure out a way to settle the debt and get that person out of the picture and then settle the debt between you two. One of them should pay this person. It doesn't matter if she said, "Oh, Dennis is supposed to pay." If he comes to me and says Dennis hasn't paid me, okay, let me pay you and I'll get the money. I'll get the money back from Dennis. I'll get the recoupment in my, I don't know what kind of deal you got going on, but you should have money to pay for things like this. So pay the stylist and recoup the money from Dennis if Dennis was supposed to pay, because I don't want anybody to think I don't pay. And the fact that you're okay with a stylist, that's like embarrassing. You should be embarrassed. People are putting it on the stylist. Why would you come to the front? Fuck that. I'm coming to the front. I don't give a fuck. Y'all think service people are not supposed to come to the front when somebody has done them wrong? I'm coming to the front so you all know that Drew doesn't pay. Sheree doesn't pay. Remember Sheree, she don't pay. She don't pay. Drew, she don't pay. That's terrible. Let's see. It says that Dame Dash announces launch of Dash Records, searching for new artists and creatives. Proud to announce my latest venture. We are searching for the best, hungry, and talented recording artists, singular, videographers, engineers, producers, makeup artists, singular, stylists, singular, and digital marketers. Share and tag your favorite creatives. No, don't do that because they'll steal from you. There are several people who have come out and said that some of Drake's songs on his album, he took them from another creative, and they're like playing their music and then playing what Drake has. That's why you got to be very, very careful with these people because they will definitely steal from you. So when they're like, "Oh, I'm looking for artists, I'm looking for creatives," you have to be very careful because these motherfuckers will steal from you, baby. They will steal from your ass and then act like they didn't do nothing. What you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. Why would I steal from you? What you got? You ain't nobody and blah, blah, blah. They do all that belittling stuff and knowing that they did steal from that person. You stole from that person. I would never. Let's read some of the comments. A lot of y'all clowning Dame, but he's still a seasoned vet in the game. Don't let social media fool you. A lot of important people will still answer the phone for him. Right, because he probably owes them money, girl. I wonder why he didn't do this when he was still wealthy. Down bad records. One thing I can say I never heard was Dame stealing from anyone. People always got something to say, but show me your record label. Really? Is that what it? Show me your record label. Girl, who said I wanted a record label? Show me your record label. You can't open no record label. Who said I want to open a record label? Girl. Show me your fashion brand. Show me all the things you did. Don't be such a hater. Most of us will never be able to walk in the rooms that Dame Dash has walked in. Yeah, most people. But you don't know who has and who hasn't. Dame Dash and any successful businessman or business has its ups and downs. Nobody wants a Kia, but every year they come out with new models. I don't know what the fuck. Okay, his resume is Jay-Z, State Property, Kanye, the Black Keys. He clearly knows talent. People in the comments are reacting like he started a space facility. That was funny. Somebody said rock bottom records. I can't stand it. I hate y'all. Why is everybody so negative in the comments? Because Dame Dash is a joke. That's why his teeth be falling out. Every time he lie, his whole little grill falls out. And then he was wearing fronts while he was waiting to get his dentures, I guess. Oh, God. And he was just holding them in his mouth because you can't really like put fronts on gums because it will irritate your gums. The metal will irritate your gums. So I guess, does he have dentures now? Because he has no teeth. Like Dame Dash has no teeth, bro. Like none. I'm sorry. Okay, Ray J knocked out during Aiden Ross viral boxing event.
Thank God.
If this man has a heart condition, why the fuck is he fighting? I thought he had a heart condition. Somebody said the only thing Ray J did to prepare for this fight was get his hair cut. I thought he had a heart condition. Ray J knocked out during Aiden Ross viral boxing event. Ray J found himself trending overnight after getting knocked out during Aiden Ross's viral boxing event. Clips circulating across X show the singer and reality star stepping into the ring against internet personality Super Hot Fire during the streamer-led event. In one of the now viral moments, Ray J appears to get caught with a punch before falling to the canvas as the crowd reacted in shock. Neither Ray J nor Super Hot Fire, that is not Aiden Ross. Okay, I guess Aiden Ross was streaming. So I don't know who this guy is, Super Hot Fire. Appeared seriously injured in clip circuit.
There it is. Oh, there it is. Oh, okay. All right, you want me to say you was around.
Right, left.
Okay. So he was just talking. Okay. Oh, wow.
He was playing, I told you.
I think he's doing this for like
Oh!
I felt it.
The girls are not well.
Wait, no.
Online, though the knockout moment instantly became one of the night's most talked about highlights. Aiden Ross's influencer-style boxing events have continued gaining traction online by mixing internet personalities, entertainers, streamers, and surprise celebrity appearances inside the ring for chaotic viral moments. As of now, Ray J has not publicly addressed the knockout clip. I thought he had a heart condition. I don't understand. And in the comments, nobody's saying that. It's like, here, somebody said, doesn't he have a heart problem? Exactly. I had to refresh. Okay, here they are. I thought he had a heart condition. Why is he boxing? He fight like he all thought we would fight. Oh my god. Hopefully some sense got knocked in. Who let him in the ring anyway? Ray J better not blame nothing on his heart because he never should have been in that ring. This is a Martin episode all over again. Everybody posting Martin. That's funny. I don't want to fight no more. This is Quad. If Ray J had one wish, but no, seriously, why did he sign up for this fight? That's Quad. I tell you, the people be in the comments. The people be in the comments, child. That's why you don't have to go to their page or nothing. And don't come into my comments tagging people. That's the fastest way to get your ass blocked. I think that's why y'all got mad. Because I said something to Angela. And we supposed to just be down here talking amongst us. I think that's why. But anyways, I gotta go. Take care of each other. Protect your energy.